Hello and welcome to Night Wolf Temple. Today is Friday, February 14th, 2025. It is also Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day to you all. I hope that you are able to express your expressions of love to those in your life that mean something deep to you. In honor of Valentinus, the Roman Catholic saint, I am going to read a card of the day today from the very Italian Visconti Sforza tarot deck. And let's see what the tarot reading is for today on Valentine's Day. La Luna. So the card for today, for Valentine's Day, is the moon, La Luna. The moon, in this card, we see a young woman barefoot in a Renaissance dress out in nature, holding up the moon. And just in the very foreground, we see what is perhaps a cliff. And if you look extremely closely on the right-hand side, you will see a hill with a small tower on it. This varies greatly from the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck depiction of the moon, which is actually the moon between two towers and a dog and a wolf in the foreground. But let's go into what the moon means. So let's unpack this on Valentine's Day on this reading. So the first thing to think about is the placement of the moon. It is the 18th card in the tarot deck. So we're approaching the end of the major arcana where the moon is positioned. And it's, I would say, the highest feminine form in the tarot, whereas the next card in the tarot is 19, and that's the sun, and then we move to 20, the judgment, and then 21, the world, which is almost like the alchemical union, and the figure, at least in the Rider-Waite deck, is a hermaphroditic figure. So you have the moon being the high feminine, the astrological feminine. Then you have the sun. And what is the moon? Well, what are the associations with the moon? And the first thing is that it's the brightest heavenly body at night. It's when the moon is bright, and when the moon is full, we have associations of things like werewolves. We have association with shadows or the hidden, darkness, perhaps the subconscious. We have associations with the feminine in terms of the feminine cycles. We have associations with water, with Pisces, with the tides. So these are all things that we associate with the moon. In terms of the tarot, as I said, it's the highest feminine form and it's the astrological or the heavenly feminine form. As we move through that past where we have the high priestess, we move up to the moon. In this card, and I think in particular related to today being Valentine's Day, let's try to apply the moon to love, to romance, to embracing the other. And perhaps this card on Valentine's Day is a suggestion to examine that which is not apparent, but perhaps that which is hidden. So if you have hidden desires or things that have not been expressed, perhaps this card is indicating that it's time to first look into the self and do some shadow work, so to speak, plunge the depths and figure out what's going on below the surface. It could also perhaps imply the things that we think we want are maybe not what we really want. And some of the things we want may not be that good for us, but we want them anyway. As I think about this, I think about the expression that you can't help who you love, you can't help what you love or how you love. And to some degree, I think that the subconscious reflects that. Our subconscious desires, maybe even going so far as to say our more base or animal desires, not in a negative way, but that we are all ultimately of the earth, and that we have these desires that don't necessarily fit in with our highly rational worldview, our highly segmented digital worldview that we live now. So, and desire and what we want is often, we're not rational. We're not really rational creatures. I mean, let's just face it. Humans, the reason we do things, it seldom makes sense. What our motivations are. Personally, I associate the moon with the werewolf figure, and the power that the moon has over our emotional state, or our ability to retain control. And I don't know if you've ever felt that pull too, but I would swear sometimes when it's a full moon, I feel a little different than at other times. But I also find the moon to be very romantic. I like a full moon, but I also really love crescent moons, and I love to see the super moons when they're low in the sky. I think there's a lot of the moon is often associated with romance, and so is the night. The night is the time for romance. It is the time to court your lover. In fact, in the Havamal, I want to read a couple of lines from the Havamal. In the Havamal, Odin says in verse 82, court a lover at nighttime, for the day has many eyes. So I think that this is an appropriate card on Valentine's Day. And the suggestion of this card today is to examine that which lies beneath the apparent in yourself, perhaps in others, and perhaps embrace and work on embracing your shadow side, the subconscious, the perhaps the darker elements of who you are, because without denigrating your shadow, you're not becoming a complete person. And in order to truly love fully, we have to be complete people. So that is my reading today. I hope that you all give and receive lots of love today, not only to your romantic or sexual partners, but also to friends, family. Today is a day to celebrate love in all of its forms. And so, if you are so inclined, maybe pour a little libation for Aphrodite, for Cupid, for Eros, for all of the others, the shining ones that are associated with love, the ones that mean something to you. And let's just be grateful that we have that to share with other people, because it truly is what makes the world go round. And thank you for tuning in today to the temple. Thank you for attending the Night Wolf Temple today. I, as the curator or the docent of the Night Wolf Temple, if you will, I think this card is a special one for me, considering the name of my practice and the name of what I'm creating here. And again, if you like this content, I would just really love it if you would subscribe, show your love, subscribe to the channel, help me grow this thing, and give the video a like. And I will be working on more tarot readings for each day, and I've got a lot of stuff planned for this channel. It's in its early days now, but it's been quite a lot of fun to bring these videos to you and pull cards every day, and it's certainly helping me brush up on my knowledge of the tarot and my esoteric knowledge, which is a dear passion close to my heart and something that I truly do love. So go out, have a blessed day, and also know that you are loved. And I love you all. Thank you for watching.